আচ্ছা, এই টেড টক শুরু হওয়ার আগে বলতে চাই, ফার্স্ট অফ অল আমি অনেক নার্ভাস, দেখে মনে হইতেছে আমি জানি, বাট দেন এগেইন আই এম ভেরি নার্ভাস। ওয়াও, লাইটও বন্ধ করেছেন, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। অলসো নাম্বার 2, আসলে আপনারা দেশের মানুষ তো, আপনারা বুঝবেন না, আমার একটা অ্যাকসেন্ট আছে, ঠিক আছে? সেই অ্যাকসেন্টটা হচ্ছে কি বাজে অ্যাকসেন্ট। সো আপনারা যদি আমার অ্যাকসেন্ট বুঝতে না পারেন, ভাববেন যে আপনারা বুঝছেন। ওকে, ডান, গুড। ওকে, সো আপনাদের একটা কাজ আছে এখন, সেটা হচ্ছে কি আপনারা আবার তালি দিবেন, আমি একটা অ্যাক্টিং করবো যে আমি প্রথমবারের মতো বুঝছি। রেডি? এন্ড আমি বাজে অ্যাকসেন্টে ইংলিশ বলা শুরু করবো। রেডি? 3, 2, 1, গো। Hello everybody, what's up? Let me do some overacting, okay? Once there was this kid. That kid was shy. He was introverted. He didn't have a friend. His opinion didn't matter. He didn't have a girlfriend. His parents used to beat the shit out of him. And then one day, he decided to take his passion seriously. One day, he decided to follow his dream. A few years later, he became this guy. This guy. Yes, this guy. He's not shy. He's not introverted. He's so cool. He's not broke anymore. Still doesn't have a girlfriend though, that's sad. And his parents still beat the shit out of him, so I guess whatever, man. Hello everyone, my name is Antik, Mahmud, and before I continue, I want to do some quick survey, okay? Now, among you guys, how many of you have, let's say, hobby in creative sector, like making music or photography or drawing or like cooking or anything like that? Put your hands up. Okay, such a big number. That's nice. Okay. Now, no, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Now, and you guys, how many of you think that your hobby is your passion as well? If you don't know the difference between hobby and passion, hobby is your side chick, passion is your girlfriend. Okay, now the hands are low. Okay, that's sad. Now, the final question. Among you guys only, how many of you think that you are going to take your passion into your career as well? Okay guys, now look at the number. This is pretty low, to be honest, right? Now the question is why? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Antik Mahmud. I am an animator, I am a cartoonist, I am a YouTuber, I am a comic book artist. I wrote some books and that became somehow best-selling books, I don't know how. And I wrote some comic book as well. I made some music. I am sort of a rapper somehow, I don't know how. Basically, I did everything, right? Yeah. My aunties next door were, "Bhabhi, what does your son do?" And my mom was like, "Bhabhi, everything minus study." And the thing is, yeah, I forgot my next slide. Wait, let me check. but the thing is, the question arises that why everyone is not following their passion, right? You saw yourself, the number is pretty low. Why everyone is not following their passion? And that was my question as well. When I could see that my friends were doing their 9-to-5 job, which they don't even like, I was doing whatever I like to do, and I was earning more than them. I'm sorry, Arif. Sorry, Arif, I love you. I'm just being honest. And also flexing. Anyways, the thing is, so I think there are two reasons behind that. Number one, demotivation. Demotivation from your aunties next door. Demotivation from your parents. Demotivation from your friends. Demotivation even from yourself. And number two, mistakes. The mistake that you do, which is only your fault. Now, I can't teach you about like how to get away from demotivation, how to overcome demotivation. I can say that yes, stab your aunties next door, right? Which I did, and I didn't do that. But the thing is, I can't teach you about how to not to do the mistakes, and that is my topic today. I will teach you 5 mistakes that you should avoid. 5 mistakes that we all do while pursuing our passion into a career. Okay? Number 1, lack of USP. Sorry, Now, what's USP? USP means, yeah, thank you, I forgot. Unique selling point. Like when you talk with your friends, sometimes your friend will say that I already knew it. I already know that. Tell me something new, right? For her, that's her USP. She wants to hear something new. In this sector, in this creative sector, or any sector, when you have a passion, when you're trying to sell something to somebody, you have to present something new, present something different, which is USP. Back when I started drawing cartoons, I was not the first one, right? There were so many other cartoonists out there. There were such a good, talented people, and I used to draw shit like this. I mean, like, there were no chance I could shine among all those other cartoonists. I mean, like, look at this guy. This guy is shining without even drawing cartoons. Like, look at his bicep, and I'm sorry. Yeah, can I stare at him for 5 seconds, please? Just... Wow. Look at this guy. Anyway, so what I did is I took another approach. I took a different approach. What I did is I started telling my own stories through my comics. Basically, I started from my comics. So through my comics, I started telling my own stories. Stories about my friends, stories about my college life, stories about my university life, stories about my clients. And people started liking it. But there were some people back then who used to say, Antik, you are such a narcissist, man. I didn't know the meaning of narcissist back then, but it basically means selfish. And I don't know how people say narcissist. It's like, I fumble when I say narcissist. Narcissist, okay? They were saying that, Antik, you are such a narcissist. You are so selfish. What you do is just look at a mirror and then just draw yourself. You tell your own story. I mean, like, look at those other legendary cartoonists out there. Tanmoy Bhai, Mishu Bhai, Oishi, Ishma. They create their own cartoon characters, man. They create their own original story. I was like, okay, what can I do? I didn't bother. I kept doing whatever I like to do. But now the best funny part is, few years later, this is Tanmoy Bhai. This is Tanmoy Bhai's cartoon character. This is Mishu Bhai. Mishu Bhai's cartoon character. This is Oishi. Oishi's cartoon character. Also Ishma. I pressed it twice for accidentally again. And Ishma's cartoon character. I'm not saying I started it, or maybe I am. Come on. The point is, what I want to say is, I had a USP. I started telling my own story, which everyone could relate, because they knew the person who's making it, or the real character who's in the cartoon, actually exists. And they could relate to me. There was a trust between us. There was a bond between us. And that's what mattered. And that was my USP. When you are following your passion, maybe it could be music, or it could be anything else. Try to sell something unique that only people will get from you, not from anybody else. Okay, now, number 2. Not having your own brand value. Let me ask you a question, okay? Let's say there are 2 singers. Singer A, who sings his own song, who creates his own song, and let's say he gets 50 views on YouTube or on social media platforms, okay? And then there is singer 2, who covers Ed Sheeran's song and get, let's say, 100,000 views or 1 million views. Now, if I ask you, who got more brand value, what will be your answer? Is it A or is it B? Yeah, it's A. Why? Because this person is getting 50 views only, but then again, this is his 50 loyal audience. These people will come back for him only. But for person B, this is not necessarily the case. He may get 100,000 views or like 1 million views, but there is a high possibility that majority of that audience came from Ed Sheeran's audience. So if I consider brand value, try to create something new which is yours, which is all yours, right? Try to do that. At that point, thus you can create your own brand value. That's why you will see today today's cover artists or like musicians who upload music on YouTube, they are trying to create their own music as well because they want to create their own brand value. Okay, next point. The next mistake is not getting the silver line between art and business. I had this friend one, he was a musician. I asked him, yo bro, where is your new music that was supposed to come like next week? He was like, Mama, ganja ke cool paina. Gan banamo koko. Ami ki gan banabo na ganja banabo. See, that's the problem. The problem is when we get a little bit of fame, when we get a little bit of success, we forget our audience. We forget those people who brought us here, right? Let me tell you this one thing. If the thing is, in this creative sector, we don't have to necessarily put our physical effort that much. We have to put our heart in it. That's the best thing. But then again, that's the problem as well. If we don't feel it, we don't make it. And thus we are like, Mama, come on, Mama. Which is like sad. So the thing is, you have to always maintain that art and business. If you are too much business centric, your art won't be true. But then again, if you are too much art centric, that you will not make art until you don't feel it, your audience won't be satisfied and they will leave you. So you have to always keep yourself in the silver line. And I think that silver line is discipline. Be disciplined, be loyal, be grateful to your audience, and keep doing it. Keep yourself disciplined. Now, the next point is constantly growing. When I started doing my YouTube, my plan was to get 100k subscribers, which was like my ultimate goal, because silver play button, come on man, that's the best thing ever, right? So I got silver play button, which was a really great feeling, and I got a strange feeling. At the same time, I was feeling fulfilled, but then again, I was feeling empty as well. And I was like, why? Then I realized I achieved my goal, I reached my goal, but then again, I don't know what to do next. So, what I did is, few years later, I started my own team. Oh, I thought this slide, nice. Look at this slide, I drew it for like 5 seconds, so like, look at it, thank you. Okay, so I created my own team. Now my team is creating comics, creating animations. We are constantly evolving, constantly growing, and that's our goal right now. Now, we are making animations on YouTube, we are making comics, and those comics are best selling right now. Somehow, I still don't know how, but thank you so much guys. Those comics are best selling comics. We are making contents on YouTube. We are planning to make contents for OTT platforms. We're trying to make movies. We're going to try everything, and we constantly want to evolve. If you don't evolve, if you go in a straight, steady pace, one day you will be irrelevant. People whom you used to like back in 5 years or like 10 years, why they are not here anymore? Because they were going through the same pace. They were going in the same pace, and everyone just forgot him because he is doing the same thing again and again and again. So constantly grow, take challenges, take problems and solve it. Okay, now the final thing that I learned: don't wait for anybody. The thing is, back when I was a kid, I used to read newspapers, not because of the articles, who does that, for the comics. Basically, Nancy, Tarzan, right? I used to read newspaper every day for those things only. And my plan was, one day, I will publish my own comics in newspapers. So what I did, I called a newspaper and I was like, yo bro, do you want any comic book artist? And they were like, no thank you. Like, dude, come on man. Okay. So I could just, stop my dream. I could just stop dreaming about it, right? But no, I didn't do that. What I did is, I saw this ad from Nescafe and I started doing it myself. I started drawing my own comics, and I started taking photos of that comics, and I kept uploading it on Facebook. 5 likes, 10 likes, 1 comment, oh wow, thank you. That's it. But few days later, I published my own comics on that same newspaper. And that was something really amazing. But now the question is this the end of the story? I realized, okay, I did something great. I was not dependent on anybody. So I uploaded my own comics on Facebook and now it's on newspaper. So I am not dependent on anybody else, right? No, I am wrong. Now I am dependent on the editor of that newspaper. I used to draw comics and I used to wait 1 week to see whether my comics is published or not. I used to run to buy a newspaper and I used to see that, no, my comics is not published. And that was something sad. And the editor was like, I didn't tell you because I was busy. That's sad. So I became rebel again. I remember the point that I learned while I was drawing the comics. Don't wait for anybody. And guys, I took the best decisions of my life at that point. I started my own YouTube channel. And now it has got 700,000 subscribers right now. I'm making, people know me for my animations. I made Behula, I made other animation projects. I got to know different people out there. And that's the blessing for me. So my whole point is, don't wait for anybody. If you want to make music, don't wait for music level. You can just make music and upload it on Spotify anyway, yourself. Do it. If you are eager in cooking, if you love cooking, don't wait for TV shows to call you and say, cook here. No. Upload it on YouTube. Upload it on Facebook. Do it. Don't wait for anybody. That's the problem we do. That's a mistake that we do. Don't wait for anybody. That's it. But before I go, আমি এখন বাংলাতেও বলবো ইংলিশেও বলবো যাতে আপনারা বুঝেন I will say both in Bangla and English so that you can understand. The thing is we are not appreciated that much. আমরা ক্রিয়েটিভ মানুষরা অতটা অ্যাপ্রিশিয়েটেড না। তার কারণ হচ্ছে গিয়ে আমাদের কাজটাকে মানুষ সহজ মনে করে, আমাদের কাজটাকে হবি মনে করে। People think our work is a hobby. But the thing is our situation, our society is already shitty enough. আমাদের সমাজ অলরেডি পায়খানা। I'm sorry, ভুল বাংলা বলছি। আমাদের অনেক problems. When people suffer, when people go through their problems, when people faces their problems, and then when they come back, they want a friend. They want somebody who can relate to him, who will understand. আমরা যখন বাসায় আসি, আমরা চাই আমরা এমন কোনো বন্ধুর সাথে কথা বলতে পারবো যারা আমাকে বুঝবে, যারা আমার কথা বুঝতে পারবে, যারা আমার সাথে রিলেট করতে পারবে। আমি রিলেটে বাংলা জানি না। Okay, something. and maybe people are not lucky enough to have those type of friends, right? I was lucky, maybe you are not. আমরা সবাই এতটা ভাগ্যবান না যে আমরা এরকম একটা ফ্রেন্ড পাবো, বন্ধু পাবো যে হয়তো আমাদের কথা শুনবে, বিকজ সমাজ অলরেডি পায়খানা। কিন্তু এইখানেই আমরা আসছি। This is where we come. When you watch a drama, when you watch your TV and when you see your favorite actress going through a midlife crisis, you can relate to it. When you watch my YouTube channel, when you see I'm going through problems with my clients or with my ex-girlfriend or with my friend, you can relate to it. I am telling your story. যখন আপনি টিভি দেখেন, আপনি যখন নাটক দেখেন, নাটকে যখন দেখেন আপনার ফেভারিট নায়িকা কোন একটা ঝামেলার মধ্যে দিয়ে যাচ্ছে, আপনি তার সাথে কানেক্ট করতে পারেন, আপনি তাকে বুঝতে পারেন, আপনি মনে করেন যে হ্যাঁ এই বাবা আমার গল্প বলতেছে। যখন আপনি আমার কমিক্স পড়েন বা যখন আপনি আমার ইউটিউব চ্যানেল দেখেন, যখন দেখেন যে আমি আমার এক্স গার্লফ্রেন্ড বা আমি আমার বন্ধু বা আমি আমার ক্লায়েন্টদেরকে নিয়ে ঝগড়া করতেছি ইউটিউবের মধ্যে, আপনি রিলেট করতে পারেন। আপনি বলেন যে ডুড, maybe I don't have a friend, but I have you. And that's the biggest job ever. So if you are passionate about this creative sector, if you have a dream in this sector, just don't stop yourself. Go follow it. Thank you so much. I'm a English book, yeah? Thank you.